Hello, and welcome to my channel. I am Jessica McLean, helping you unleash your inner millionaire. Today, we are talking about time management, how to get your work done efficiently on time so you can create that time freedom you want to go and live your life. All right. This is day 5 of the 7-Day Freedom Files video series. So if you have not had a chance to go back and watch the first 4, definitely do that after this one. They will be a blessing to you. All right, let's dive into time management. Now, when you have 1,000 emails, 10,000 things you need to send to clients, whether it's contracts or other deliverables, and then another 100,000 things on your to-do list, it often feels like you need an 8th day in the week to get all of your work done. But since we don't actually have one of those, you've got to find a way to create more time in your schedule to get things done efficiently. So you're not turning them in late or working 14-hour days, skipping meals and feeling like you got to work until 1 o'clock in the morning, skipping that workout you said you were going to do, and having no time for your family or your friends or your man or your kids or just to yourself. So how do we do that? I'm going to give you 3 ways to improve your time management so you can work more efficiently, right? Smarter and not harder, get more done in the time that you have. So the first one is to cut most of that mess off of your to-do list. And here's what I mean by that. When I say cut most of the things off of your to-do list, I say it because we often overtask and overschedule ourselves. When you take your to-do list and just write down everything that you need to get done, you're not always being realistic about what you can actually get done in a day or in a week. And when you overtask and overschedule yourself, you do 2 things. The first is you literally set yourself up for failure, because if you can only get 10 things done in a day and you put 25 things on your to-do list, you are guaranteed to not finish it. And then at the end of the day, you just feel like crap for no real reason. The second is that you are manufacturing overwhelm, because when you look at that list of things to do and you see that the amount of things that you have to do and the amount of time you have to do them do not match, that's when you get that stress, that anxiety, that overwhelm of, oh my gosh, how am I going to get all of this done? Newsflash, you're not going to get it done, okay? Ruth Soukup talks about how we can spend a whole day working and be so busy and doing so much, and at the end of the day feel like we've accomplished nothing. Whereas on the flip side of that, you can do 1 or 2 or maybe 3 things and the rest of the day just watch Netflix and sleep and feel super productive. And the reason why that is because on those days when we feel very busy but not productive, it's because we didn't do the things that were our highest priorities. We didn't focus on the tasks that'll actually move the needle forward toward our goals for expanding our businesses. So when you don't do the things that are actually going to move the needle forward, and instead you just look at your to-do list and say, okay, I'm just going to knock these things out one by one without prioritizing them, or procrastinate on the things you really need to do by doing other stuff that's not important, that's when we have those days where we're like, man, I did so much and I worked for so long and I still haven't accomplished anything. So when you are deciding what to do, when you're making your to-do list, when you're blocking your time, focus on those tasks that are going to directly impact A, your bottom line, and B, your top 3 goals. When you focus on getting those tasks done and making sure that they get done every day, and generally first if you can, that's when you're going to not only feel more productive, but that's also when you could literally do those 3 things and spend the rest of the day watching Netflix, sleeping, and eating brownies, and still know that you are moving forward, that you have made progress towards your goals, and you're definitely going to achieve them. So when you take a look at your to-do list, ask yourself, what are my top priorities and what can I actually get done in a day or in a week? And then schedule those things. Put those things on your list, put those things on your schedule, and leave the other things to next week or to later or to maybe if they're not actually necessary right now. And that way you'll make sure that you're not just being busy, you're actually being productive, and you'll be a whole lot more efficient and make a whole lot more progress toward your 7-figure goals. Number 2. Number 2 is focus on consistency over intensity. And here's what I mean. So we'll take going to the gym, for example. Sometimes we say, oh, I feel like I can't go to the gym. I want to, but I feel like I don't have time to work out because I don't have 2 hours a day to go to the gym. But here's the thing. 2 hours a day is a pretty intense workout, and you don't actually need to go 2 hours a day or spend 2 hours a day working out in order to get results in your body. And also, because you don't have 2 hours a day to work out in your schedule, you not working out because you don't have 2 hours makes you more likely to not do it at all, and then you're definitely not going to get the health results you want. So you could actually just work out for 30 minutes a day. And if you focused on that consistency of doing it every day, honestly, even if you started with 10 minutes a day, on Beachbody, they literally have a program called the 10-Minute Trainer. You could literally work out for 10 minutes a day and still start to see results in your body. And the beautiful thing about consistency is that consistency builds momentum and it naturally causes you to increase the intensity. So if you could work out for 10 minutes a day, just 10 minutes a day, and you focused on doing it consistently rather than on how much time you were doing it for, eventually you would naturally say, this feels really easy. I want to work out for longer. And then maybe you'd stretch it out to 30 minutes. Or I want to work out harder. And maybe you'd start doing 10 minutes of P90X instead of 10 minutes of beginner yoga. I have a client who actually, when she first started with me, wasn't working out at all. And then we started with, 15 minutes of yoga, 15 minutes of walking. And now she is a runner, y'all. She has been running consistently for months. It is amazing. Actually, I think at this point it's been over a year. It's amazing. And she has increased her energy level so much that she literally said to me one day, Jessica, I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I had so much energy, I got up and went outside and ran a mile. That is amazing when we're talking about a woman who previously wasn't working out at all, okay? So consistency creates momentum and it will naturally build intensity itself. When it comes to your business, think of it the same way. Rather than saying, I have so many things that I need to do, let me try to do them all at once or all at one time, or let me block off this huge amount of time or try to get them all done in this short period of time, stuff them into a day or a week. When you do that, when you focus on intensity, you're more likely to experience what the hare experienced in the story of the hare and the tortoise. Yep, we're talking about Aesop's fable. In that story, the hare goes for intensity. They start the race and he starts running as fast and as hard as he can, and he stops in the middle of the race to take a nap. Now, who takes naps? Tired people. I don't know anybody who can just fall asleep on command that is not tired. The hare wore himself out, because if he wasn't worn out, what would he have done? He would have stopped to eat a snack, stopped to do something silly, stopped to go hang out with a friend. But no, he stopped, sat under a tree, and went to sleep because he wore himself out. And then when he woke up, he had to scramble to get to the finish line and he lost the race. When we focus on intensity, we are more likely to create burnout. Okay, we're more likely to create that exhaustion, that burnout. We self-sabotage when we focus on intensity rather than consistency, like the tortoise, who just kept going at a steady pace until he made it to the finish line without wearing himself out, needing to take a nap or anything like that. So when you focus on consistency over intensity, you don't get as much done in a short period of time, but over time you consistently are executing and you're consistently getting results. And again, you're building momentum and you're also creating space for creativity and efficiency. So as you build momentum, you are going to start to find ideas for how to be more efficient, for how to automate things, for how to make them easier and make them work better. That consistency is going to create momentum for you and creativity as well. So consistency over intensity will actually make you feel like you've created time out of thin air. It's Amazing. Number 3 is revise your deadlines. So often in business, as entrepreneurs, we set deadlines that are very aggressive because as a high achieving woman, you are used to getting things done. You're like, I know that I can do anything I put my mind to because I do. When I put my mind to it, I do it, okay? But when we are in that mode, we tend to set very aggressive goals and deadlines for ourselves. And so we tell ourselves, I have to get this done by tomorrow at 5. But the thing is, the only person who decided that it had to get done by tomorrow at 5 is you. And the only person you're actually accountable to get it done by tomorrow at 5 is also you. If you don't owe it to someone else, if it's not an event or something, there's no external force or external pressure causing you to need to get it done within a certain time frame, and you're the one putting pressure on yourself to get it done, and now you're stressed and you're anxious and you're scrambling and you're feeling frantic and it's so much work and you're feeling like you got to work all day and all night to get it done. Guess what? You don't. You have the power to push out the deadline because you created it. And honestly, sometimes if it's not an event, if it's just a deliverable or something that you promised to someone else or something that you scheduled and said, hey, we're going to do it on this date, a lot of times you can even reschedule if you need to in order to accommodate the necessity of getting it done in a time frame that gives you space to breathe and also to increase the quality, because you always want to be giving your absolute best. And it's difficult to do that when you are in frantic mode because you created a deadline that was super aggressive and super stressful. So I love what my coach Sarah Dan says. She says, calm Sarah makes more money. And it is much more difficult to be calm when you're telling yourself, I have to finish this right now, especially when you don't. So ask yourself, when you look at your self-imposed deadlines, do I really need to get this done by this date? And if the answer is no, and it's stressing you out, push the deadline forward. Give yourself space to breathe, to be creative, to even come up with a better idea or increase the quality that much more. Give yourself the space to be even more awesome. When you do that, not only will you be less stressed, but you will be more creative, you will feel like you have more time, and you'll actually have time to go to the gym like you said you would. So, those are the 3 ways to improve your time management and get things done more efficiently. And if you are a woman entrepreneur and you are thinking, Jessica, I would love to have an accountability partner and support to help me get organized, improve my time management, be more efficient, get more done, and grow my business to 7 figures, I have something for you. It is my 8-week program Expansion. It's starting this Monday, March 27th, and it is an opportunity for me to work with you in a small group setting to help you create a plan that will help you accelerate your path to 7 figures. You will walk away with not only a plan to help you focus on your top 3 goals, to schedule your week so you can manage your time effectively, create space for creativity and for taking care of yourself, and also will deal with the mindset junk, the stuff that's getting in your way, whether it's fear, doubt, feeling like you have to be busy all the time, like so many of us felt growing up. Like if you stopped working or doing things, or you were idle for more than 60 seconds, your parents would give you something to do, and now you feel like, oh, I gotta be busy all the time. So you create busyness for yourself, and you're like, Jessica, I'm ready to let this go. I'm ready to let go of busy. I'm ready to let go of procrastination. I'm ready to let go of fear. I'm ready to let go of overwhelm. I'm ready to let go of everything that is getting in the way of my 7-figure goals. And you want support with that? Expansion is for you. Click the link in the description to message me for details. I'd love to have you join us. All right, have a great day. See you tomorrow.